I am trying to escape from Apple's walled garden. I'm making good headway. I've got these AirPods that have become Sony XM5s. I like them quite a bit. And my most recent addition is that my MacBook, this guy, has become a framework computer. And that framework computer is running Omarchy. I like it. I am kind of shocked, to be honest. I've spent the past 15 years developing on a Mac for anything professional, anything side project, any personal projects, any of that type of stuff. It's been a Mac. So much, in fact, that I turned down a job offer once because I would have to use Windows. And yeah, I didn't like that idea. That being said, I do use Windows, but not for development. So I've got a Windows box over here that I run all of my AV stuff through for video recording. So the video you're watching here, I'm actually recording on that Windows box with a capture card running my laptop into that desktop to capture it. It's like a long story, but it doesn't really matter. I actually just wanted to talk to you really quickly and give you an update. I know people love to leave comments on my videos saying that I move through Vim very inefficiently. Guess what? You're going to get to do that a lot more because we are probably just going to use Neovim with Omarchy. And yeah, I wanted to talk just a little bit about Omarchy and my experience using it. I've been using it for just a day now, so it's pretty early. But I have an interesting dilemma where my only mouse that I have is this little guy. And this little guy does not work with my framework laptop. So I thankfully was able to find deep down in the basement this little guy, this cheap $5 mouse, and I kind of hate it. But the part that is so cool about this is with Omarchy, I barely touch the mouse. So if you want to jump from window to window, you can do that with hotkeys. So I've got two windows up here in Hyperland, and I can use the super key and then the arrows to bounce around if I need to. You can even do different workspaces, so I can throw different things up on a workspace, like maybe I want Signal. So I can pull up, I don't remember the hotkey for Signal, but you can pull up the launcher, right? And there's a launcher that is pretty familiar if you're coming from Mac. This kind of looks like Spotlight or Alfred. There's some stuff that's pre-installed that, some of this I probably need to clean up because I don't actually care for or need. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's actually pretty nice. So I've got like Blue Sky. We can pull up Blue Sky. It'll tile everything for me automatically. Maybe now that I'm here on Blue Sky, I see something about the Libby app is one of the miracles of modern tech. Well, how do I find more? So I can pull up a browser using Super B and then say Libby app. Actually, oddly enough, I know what Libby is. I use it, but bad example. But yeah, so, there's some fun stuff like that. And if you want to close any of these windows, it's just Super W. And then your Hyperland will resize everything for you and you'll be good to go. So let's flip back over. So out of the box, you end up getting some pretty interesting stuff here. So you have Lazy Vim by default. So if you fire this up, you're going to get Lazy Vim. I haven't rebound any of my settings from my Lazy Vim key maps yet. I'm going to try just out of the box completely, since mostly I was using Lazy Vim out of the box anyways, just with a couple different remaps. I'm going to try without it and see how it goes. My hunch is it'll go pretty well. But if you haven't used Lazy Vim before, it's a Vim experience that rivals that of a full editor. So I can pull up some F# here. I don't actually have tree sitter support for F#, so I would need to install that. But, I do have tree sitter support for Zig, so we could pull up some Zig code. Let's try this again. And you can see that there's, syntax highlighting. The LSP is integrated, so I can do things like PG, and then you can see that there's autocomplete and all of that fun stuff. If you've been watching my channel, this is nothing new. You likely use Vim, maybe not, but you've probably used it before or you're familiar with what it can and can't do. So I just wanted to mention that is something that ships out of the box. Some of the other fun stuff, there's themes. You can set up themes. Kind of wild that the theming themes everything. So if I wanted to come in here and change the theme again, let's change it to Grovebox. Bam, everything's changed. My background back here has changed. You can kind of see it when I'm not hovering over these windows. The top bar up here has changed. The text has changed. The colors have changed. Even the browser has changed. They forked Chromium to make it so that you could dynamically change the theme of the browser to match the themes that are available in Omarchy. Here's another one. So we can run this to take a look at essentially our processes and everything that we have going on with like our network, our memory, disk boot, all of that fun stuff. And the reason I'm pulling this up in particular is Omarchy likes TUIs, terminal UIs. So there's tools like LazyGit is another option. So you can see, bam, here's LazyGit. So if you want a terminal UI for managing Git, here you go. So you have these fun terminal UIs, and that even invades into the things that normally would not be TUIs. So your Wi-Fi adapter, managing that, also a TUI. So you can come up here, and that's fun. Probably should censor that, but I'm not gonna. Thank you, neighbor. So yeah, so you can do multiple things with TUIs, but not everything's a TUI, right? So if you want like a web app, you can use this menu here, go to install, and then you can choose to install packages, AURs from the Arch user repository or user registry. I'm not sure if it's repository or registry actually. Web app, TUI, service, style, development stuff. So like if you want to install Docker DB, there you go. You want to install Rust, here you go. OCaml, here you go. A lot of interesting choices that show up here. I'm happy to see Clojure, but they have stuff for AI, they have stuff for gaming, all sorts of fun stuff. You can change your editor experience, which I guess maybe I could install VS Code. Maybe not a bad idea. So what was I talking about? Web apps, styles? Yeah, web apps. So if you want to and you want to install a new web app, you can do something like this. So we're going to give this a name. We're going to call it Brad Seipert's blog. https://www.bradseipert.com. We need to give it an icon URL. This is kind of a pain, but we can go into dashboard icons. I never remember. There we go, shift. And we have to come up with a cool icon. So I'm just going to type cool and see what comes up. Not what I was looking for. These are all real things, unfortunately. Maybe blog. I was hoping for something just like generic, but maybe what do we get if we browse? Yeah, I'm not gonna get what I wanted. Do we have an RSS maybe? Share mini flux, tiny RSS, upvote RSS. I don't know what most of these are. Sure, let's just grab one. I'm just gonna grab upvote RSS. I can take a PNG link, come back here, paste it here, let this start. And then you can see that you can find it using the super launcher. So if I do super space, I have now created a web app into an Omarchy app that I can just launch and it'll tile. And hey, look, there's me and my dog Luna. So this is weird, right? Like this is tiny. What if I want it to be bigger? So you can move things around, right? So we can use J to change the positioning of things. You can also choose to Alt and then click if you'd like to drag and drop things around. So that's another option. You can move them simply with Shift and Super, and then the arrow that you'd like to move them to. And then there's options to even resize the windows as well. So this is neat. All the years we've talked about doing native applications, native web applications, and building web applications that run on the browser, run on the desktop, run in Electron, whatever you've got going on, you can actually do those things and leverage it. And you can treat your web applications like standard native applications. Long live the PWA. I think this is it. I could go on and talk about Omarchy for a little while longer if you really wanted to, but I think there are probably better resources out there to learn it. I thought this would take me a while to get through. It really did not take very long at all, and I was proficient enough to live stream earlier today for 2.5 hours working on some Zig stuff on Omarchy. So yeah, check it out if you're interested. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you here for future videos, and I'd love to think that you'd love to be here as well. It's a lot of love. Outside of that, join the Discord if you'd like. I'll put a link in the description below. Come join the conversations that we have outside of the channel. I think that's it. So thank you very much and have a great day.